What are you talking about? I ain't fucking gonna go without money.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Peoples and friends and neighbors, and our neighbors are moving, so that's cool. So, a good friend of mine, whom I met here on YouTube, had suggested that I start another channel, or, well, not necessarily a channel, but I listened and I did anyway. I started another channel. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go just yet, exactly, but it should be pretty good, I think. It's going to be displaying my poetry and hopefully the poetry of others. Um, for some reason, this person is like really set on me getting my poetry out there, so I figured, what the fuck? Might as well listen to him. Now you know. And if you don't know, now you know. Stop it.
Please.
Yeah, I didn't think nobody'd be here. But that's okay. I'm not scared.
Look at his fucking grin. He's such a sick fucking motherfucker. Shit, dude. You know what I mean? Look at him.
Yeah, he's a pig.
These 7 women are serving a life sentence. Murder, money, jealousy, all play a part in the sentences.
He is a pig.
Share your opinions by dropping a comment.
The new channel's name is Poetry's Emotion. It has 1 subscriber. That's awesome.
Well, I'm going to subscribe right now.
So let's get that channel flowing so we can, as soon as I get a few more subscribers on there, I'll start posting some more content. I'll start posting my poetry on there. I haven't figured out how I'm going to present it. I don't know if I'm going to read it or if I'm going to type it out. What? Poetry's Emotion? I don't know if I'm going to type it out and put music to the back behind it, or if I'm going to have somebody else read it, or I'm not going to do the AI thing, that's for sure. So it won't be all robotic and shit. I want to stay with the rawness of the poetry for what it is and whatnot. So if you type at Poetry's Emotion on YouTube, it should take you right to the channel. I believe it is the only one under that name. So that's what that's going to be about. So Mr. John Lecombe, thank you for the encouragement and the push to start the channel. What's up, James? How are you, bud? So, I don't know. I might do like a live poetry reading once a week on the channel, maybe once a month. I don't know, have some poetry contests or something. I'm glad you're doing good, James. That's good. I'm glad. I'm actually kind of excited about it. So, I guess the poetry I've been writing and have written has got it. You put at, baby. The at symbol, babe. So there's that. That's cool. I'm gonna run with that. I'm also gonna start bringing back Tuesday tie-dyes for sure, especially with Halloween and the holidays coming around. I want to show you guys how to do some masks and faces. I got to get Rich's Brothers shirt made. Wendell's, I will be mailing out your package tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yep, I did. I gave you my word I would, and I will keep my word for that. Anytime I give my word, I keep my word. Oh, but it needs to be all one word.
Here. I'm stupid or something.
It needs to be all one word, babe.
I'm just gonna tartars on.
Sorry. Oh, what's up, Secret Rock?
I'm shirtless.
Why are you shirtless, Secret Rock? Couldn't tell you, babe.
Can't find it either.
Hey, GTK, I have a question that I want you to answer. Okay. Hang on a second. Let me fix this. I gotta put a shirt. I gotta give Seagull Rock a shirt here somehow. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, how hot is it?
I just tried looking it up on my phone too, and it's not coming up.
Okay, so let me do this. Let me do this. I think this is it here. Let me see. View channel. More. Oops. So copy link. Paste. Click on that link, right? So this is the link to the new channel. It's Poetry's Emotion. I just figured it was a fitting title myself. But, you know. I've never had a shitty idea before, so, you know, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. And then new channel, more, share channel, copy channel ID, copy to clipboard. Okay. Paste. If that don't work, try this one. Click on that one, babe.
Okay.
Either that one or that one.
Yeah, that's it right there. It's your eye.
Yeah.
People will be like, "What's that eye?"
Now I'm a brown eye and blue eye.
A plethora. You spelled plethora wrong.
No, I didn't.
It's plethora.
It's
Plethora.
plethora.
It's plethora. Mm-hmm. Look at it.
Spell check it.
I just subscribed. To your channel. I'm the second. I'm the first one. I'm the first subscriber.
No, John was.
It says first subscriber.
It's because I already got one subscriber. Look, I bet you I go over here. It says I got
Why
two
did you
now.
say that?
Okay, James. Well, that's why I posted the StreamYard link, bud.
Yep, 2 subscribers. You're right. It's because you capitalized the P and the E. That's why.
Oh, well, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
So there's that. What's up, Chapman?
How you doing today, sir? What's new?
Good. How are you, bud?
Good.
What do you need help with today, bud?
What's new with you going on?
What's that?
What's new?
Oh, I just started another YouTube channel.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I just
So
haven't enough time or something.
ULETHRA.
What's that? Sorry, James.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. What was your question, bud?
No, I have. I have a hard time or something.
What's that, bud?
Um, somebody in my family is trying to control me, like get a job and try to make decisions for me that we don't really like, and it kind of bothers me. And I don't
Well,
know how.
tell him
I
that.
don't. Huh?
Tell him that. Say, listen, motherfucker. You're not my dad. You're not my mom. And even if you were, I'm a fucking adult and I do what I want.
Yeah.
I'm an adult and I do what I want.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's one way to approach it.
Yeah.
You just got to stand up to him. You just got to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's just I don't want to keep. It's just that I told him once that I don't want to get a job, but he keeps on.
don't even do it. Stop it now.
He keeps on pushing it.
Stop. No, no.
Who is this person to you?
Um, this person is like my dad.
Oh, he's your dad?
Yeah. And
Well,
I don't really like what he's doing. And I know it kind of bothers me a little bit because I'm trying to do right by him, and I don't think he listens. And and you know it doesn't really, I don't know what to do at this
well,
point. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're a dad. What would you do? I mean, what would you do at this
I
point?
don't know your full. Well, I don't know your full situation. I mean, are you capable of working?
I'm capable of working, but there was some issues I had before at my previous job, but I don't want to talk about it. That's in the past now. But I had
Okay.
some
Yeah,
issues I
I'm not
had.
asking. I'm not telling you got to talk about it. I'm just asking. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know your situation completely. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to come up with the answer you seek without
yeah.
knowing
I
your
mean,
whole situation.
well, my situation at my other job was there was this main person I was friends with at the workplace, and she kind of was staying close to me, and she kind of was touching me, like kissing, like staying close to me. Was leaning down on the counter. She kissed me on the cheek, and it kind of really bothers me. And the boss didn't let me say my piece about that, and I got frustrated, and I don't know what to do about it. And that's why I asked for help about it. I know it was a serious issue for me. And I quit behind I just don't I quit behind my mom's back, and she know what was going on, and this person misunderstood me in a way. The boss cut me hard on me. That's at that was at my previous job, but I'm just kind of worried I'm just kind of worried that I get anxiety, I get sick at times, I have medical issues before, and now that I don't know if I can have that stress anymore when I get a job.
You know? Hey, mom.
Hi. Hi, James.
How you doing?
I'm fine. You?
Good.
You struggling with some stuff right now, Mom?
I heard some of it. Go ahead, James. Keep on talking. I
Um,
didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, I'm good. It's just that I had trouble before in my previous job, and it kind of freaked me out because she was married, she has a daughter, and I never touched her in a way. I never did. I never stopped her from going home. So that was an issue for me, but I never did nothing to her, and I wasn't even cross that boundary with a married person, and that really freaked me out. And now now that what I was trying to push me to get job now is that I'm afraid I might get sick again. I have anxiety, kind of vomit again. I freak out. I get stressed out at times when I do mention the job all again and know what to do about it. It stresses me out a lot of times.
Well, what was your old job?
It was I was a courtesy clerk.
You were what?
I was a courtesy clerk.
A courtesy clerk?
Yeah.
So maybe try to get a job that's not being a courtesy clerk.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know what jobs are out there for me because I don't know what type, but I know because that's the only job I know how to do, and I'm kind of worried that now I won't get sick again. I had the same problem.
How old are you?
I'm 43.
Okay. What other kind of jobs have you had in your past? What's up, Gina Diamond?
Oh, geez, I'm sorry. It's oh. I was working at Target before, and I was working at a Felder building, and I worked at Albertsons. And second Benny got transferred to Dana Point, and then I wasn't working because I had problems with my stomach. I wasn't working then, and I got a job at Pavilions back in I think it was 2018 and 19 before COVID happened.
Well, there's all kinds of jobs. There's all kinds of jobs you can do online.
Is there?
Oh yeah. You gonna grace us with your presence there, Gina?
Oh, Gina.
Gina Diamond.
So you got any advice? Um,
Go for it, Mom.
Well, there's still other places that need greeters and stuff like that sometimes.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
that you can,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
do some greeting. Um,
yeah, yeah,
there's, um, and like Get to Know said, there are jobs where you can do things online. I don't exactly know how well you know the computer or anything, but
yeah. I mean, yeah. That's why I asked G2K to help me out here because
uh
it's
huh,
a problem for me,
uh huh,
and I just want to know his opinion on it
right.
to give me
Well,
some guidance on it, and
well,
kind of says it's
are you currently collecting disability?
not really.
You're not on any SSI or
Yeah, I'm on
Supplemental
social
security insurance or
social,
income?
social security, and
okay.
yeah, I'm just kind of scared that if I get a job again, I get sick again. I get frustrated. I get
Well,
stressed. Yeah,
number one,
yeah, yeah,
and don't take this wrongly or take this rudely because I'm not trying to
yeah,
be rude or mean,
yeah,
but stiffen that upper lip up a little bit.
yeah,
I'd say
yeah,
if you live your life afraid of trying anything because you might get a stomach ache or whatever else, then you're never going to live life, dude. And before you know it, you're going to be laying in a casket.
yeah. That's true. Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like with me going to work, doing this driving shit that I do. Like
yeah,
it's not the easiest thing for me to do, but it's not the hardest thing for me to do either. I mean, I drive and shit, but
yeah,
I don't know. Like you got to be willing. You got to be willing to take
Chances.
a chance, a risk. You got to be able to. You got to be able to. You got to be willing to risk it. Sometimes, you know what I mean.
yeah,
And if you can work, then I would highly encourage you trying to work. You know what I mean? Maybe
yeah.
not try. Maybe try not to get a job where you got to deal with customers. Like that's my biggest problem is people. I'm not a real big people person, despite what you guys might think of me on here. Um, I'm really not. I really don't like many people in my real life.
Oh, I see. I guess. Well, I
I
didn't
have
know that.
I have extreme anxiety. I have antisocial anxiety disorder. I'm bipolar. I got
Yeah,
dissociative identity disorder.
yeah,
I got a list of mental health problems. But I found me something I can do where I don't have somebody breathing down my neck 24/7. Where I don't have to worry about having contact with a whole bunch of people throughout the day, where I don't have to worry about being nice or worried about what I'm going to say or, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
There's a lot of jobs out there. There's a lot of jobs out there. You just got to start looking for them. You know what I mean?
yeah. I
Online. Like,
do. Yeah,
there's
yeah,
so
There
many remote jobs now, James. It's fucking crazy. Where you don't even have to leave
and
your home.
and
that,
there
that's
are, and there are, if you do have to leave your home, there's janitorial jobs, helping
yeah,
clean places and stuff like
Yeah, you
that.
can go out. You can do those like buildings need cleaned at night and shit when people aren't there. You know. So
yeah,
there's
yeah,
all kinds of shit that you can do. I mean, if you're not physically disabled, and if you're not like mentally
yeah,
disabled, like you know what I mean, some of us are. Then I mean, I would encourage. I mean, your dad's not wrong. Everybody, if you're capable of working, you should work.
yeah,
Did you see those comments?
I
Because
needed
it
less.
gives you
Yeah, I got
purpose.
to
It
finish
gives you
up.
purpose. It gives
yeah,
you purpose.
yeah,
You have to have purpose.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And what kind of things do you like to do? What are
I like. I'm a really people person. I go to routes a lot, but I don't really. I'm not really that type of person who goes after coworkers and that. But I don't know. It's just strange for me when I did those jobs.
I'm see. I think you're kind of misunderstanding what my mom's saying. She's not like. She's like
Yeah.
asking like what are like
What? What?
personally what are some things that you're good at doing? What are things that you're good at doing? What are some things that you enjoy doing?
What? Walking, um, playing basketball, talking to people, just going outside, walking, hiking, skiing, stuff like that.
Hobbies?
Okay, can you get a job doing any of those things?
I think I can. That is me willing to know that I can ask about it, but
See, I think your dad's coming at you and is trying to pressure you to get a job because everybody needs financial security.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many ways.
It can never hurt having a job.
Yeah, there's so many ways that you can make money online nowadays. I mean, shit, I know somebody who makes over $5,000 a month selling pictures of their feet.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
really?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I'm for real. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I'm not.
So
I'm not. I'm gonna take your advice and I will ask the right questions, the right people, and see what they say about it.
You know, and then if your dad wants to keep pressuring you, say, hey, so if I get a job outside the home, or because obviously you don't drive, right?
No, I don't. I don't drive.
So are you going to give me a ride to and from work every day that I got to work?
He lives in
Town.
he lives in Washington.
Ah, he doesn't even live in the same state.
Well, then
No.
don't even answer the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, if
Yeah.
all he's going to do is make you feel like shit and make you feel like he's picking on you, then just don't answer the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
You know
true,
what?
yep.
You know what, Sticker Rock? I fully agree. I am a foot man. Oh, I tell you what. I
Yeah.
tell you, fucking feet are sexy as hell. I love my wife's feet.
That's good.
I'm saying it's not the only part of her I like.
Yeah.
But what advice did you need, Sticker Rock?
Come on up.
Don't eat yellow snow.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't ever eat yellow snow.
Mm.
Even the white snow isn't good to eat if you melt
That's a
it.
matter of opinion. Do you know why snow's not good for you to eat?
Because it's got dirt in it.
Well, everything's got dirt in it.
Okay.
But
Why?
it's because it lowers your core temperature, your body's core temperature, and it takes your body more work to digest it. That's why.
Um.
So I'm starting another channel, Mom.
Oh, really?
Yep. The link's down there. The link I put it in chat somewhere earlier.
Oh, the poetry thing.
Yep.
Cool.
I haven't gotten anything on it yet. I haven't really.
Okay. I did
I
see
haven't.
it. I didn't click on it.
I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to present it. I don't know if I'm going to read poetry myself, or if I'm just going to type it out and put it up I know it'll be longer than shorts,
Your poetry is very good.
but I don't know if I'll have somebody else read it, or I'm definitely not going to go the whole AI route with it.
So is it
I'm
going to be
definitely not
just
gonna
your
let AI read it.
poetry, or are you going to be open to other people
It'll
sharing
be
their poetry with you? Or?
absolutely. I think I'll try to do like one live a week maybe on there, or just have a poetry reading. Anybody can come in and read some poetry and read their own poetry, and like I want it to stay all original. You know what I mean? I don't want people just coming in and reading other people's poetry.
Hello.
You know, but I think it'll be cool. But Mr. John is the one that pushed me into doing it.
Cool.
So
Cool. I think it's going to be great. Are you going to? Is it just going to be your poetry, or are you going to have
no,
other people come and
I'll,
share their poetry?
we'll have other people come share their poetry if they want to, for sure.
Okay. Cool.
Absolutely. Anybody that's got some poetry, and we can help each other learn how to write different kinds of poems and shit, and I don't know, just kind of make it, maybe even do an open panel poetry contest once a month or some shit. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, that would be nice.
So
And people could vote and
yeah. And all poetry will be welcome. Like I tend to focus more on the realism of life and shit.
right.
Poetry does rhyme with sexy. Absolutely, Seagull Rock. Ask Eminem, he'll tell you.
Yep.
So, yeah. uh, I shared some of my poems the other day with my daughter, and she she was really
surprised?
touched. She was really touched by a couple of them, and my daughter doesn't really show emotions like normal people would normally. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
and her comments. I'll pull them up here real quick. Word, come on now. Let me see here. Right here we go. Right here. Her comments were so Whispers of Innocence. I'm pretty sure you heard that one.
Mm-hmm.
She said that's very well worded and gets the point across. Hard. Gets the point across hard. I love it, she said to that one.
Ah.
Then Echoes of the Mind, she said, this one is deep. I like this one a lot. She said, perfect, because I got another one called Perfectly Imperfect. And she's like, this one is very strengthening and very eye-opening. I like that.
Oh wow.
The Gathering, this is so beautiful and deep that I love this one so much. I feel this one 100%. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, like with my poetry, it's all about factors of my life, like The Gathering. Like it's about what it's like for what it's like I tell my counselor all the time, like, do you know what it's like to be surrounded by people every single day but feel like you're the only person in the room, invisible to all, but you know you can still see them and they just don't see you? It's crazy. And like Echoes of the Mind, it's about dissociative identity disorder and how I and how it makes me feel.
No, that's true. And your life and put it into words.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why a lot of people are like, oh, that's some deep stuff. So it's because it's part of me. It's, you know, it's like I've been experiencing this in my entire existence, basically. You know, and I got some spiritual ones, Mom.
The movie, his daughter sings song, and I cried. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Watch the Moneyball movie. His daughter sings the song. I cried. Moneyball. Yep, I know what song you're talking about too. It's very moving. It really is. It is. So, um, Echoes of Mine. I'll read it for you guys real quick. It's one of my shorter ones actually, but Echoes of the Mind. In the quiet corners of my mind, echoes of thoughts intertwined. A labyrinth of memories, old and new, a journey within where shadows grew. Whispers of doubt, a lingering fear, Moments of clarity, crystal clear. A dance of emotions, wild and free. A tapestry of life woven in me. In the stillness, I find my voice, a silent scream, a whispered choice. To rise above, to face the night, to seek the dawn, to find the light. Through the storms, I navigate, the soul's resilient, a heart's innate. In the chaos, I find my way, a beacon of hope, come what may. For in the echoes, I hear my song, a melody of strength where I belong. A symphony of life, raw and true, a testament of me in all I do. That's one of my shortest ones right there.
That is good though. I'll be short, but it's very, very powerful.
So,
James, do you write poetry?
James? You like that, Seeger Rock? When you going to come up on panel, Seeger Rock? Come on now. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, that is cool. Oh, I smashed my fucking phone yesterday, Mom. Oh my God, dude.
What'd you do?
So my cell phone company decided that they were going to turn my mobile hotspot data off a day early. And I have never accepted an order and then had to return it because I ran out of time. I had to yesterday. Oh, I was so fucking pissed, man.
Oh wow.
And all they could do was basically laugh at me, dude. You know the bullshit that I've gone through with the phone company.
Right.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you heard whispers? Have you heard whispers of innocence?
I think I
Seagull Rock. I'm sure you have. I'm pretty sure you have, Mom. But it's not. I'll read it anyway.
Wow. The FBI is offering $50,000 reward for Sebastian Rogers. Put up a $50,000 reward.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, somebody will talk now.
Yeah.
If anybody really knows, anyway.
Yeah.
Are you still here, Seagull Rock? So, the new channel's name's Poetry's Emotion. So, I thought it kind of gets to the point.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, very. I like the name.
I kind of stole it from the song from back in the '60s. You know. Poetry in motion.
I could hear kind of some clicking from some beatniks.
Well, it's not me.
No, in poetry back in the 60s
Oh,
when
yeah.
people, I could just hear some beatnik clicking, if they like it.
Yeah.
They click their fingers. No, I like that name, and
Where's some of the reward?
I thought it was pretty catchy myself.
it is.
Where's some of the reward?
And poetry really is, it is emotional.
Hmm.
I mean, it can be silly too, but it can
Yeah,
just be rhymes. But
but it's still
most,
emotion.
it's still emotion. And, when you look at the different types of, poetry, be it morbid or, um,
Spiritual or
yeah,
horrifying or enlightening. Yeah.
right. It's, and it doesn't, some poetry doesn't always, it doesn't always rhyme. And,
Yeah.
and it's really, I don't know, it's, it's, if you get to listen and, um, to the heart and, and sometimes you can relate to it and other times you can't, but it's like if you just listen to it, and then there's gonna be people who just they can't get into it at all, but that's okay. They don't have that ability. Um, but I think it's gonna be very good because it will give you, an outlet, but it'll also, um, bring in, um, some different people,
Yeah.
that'll relate to poetry, and maybe they don't relate to being aware, you know,
Yeah.
awareness, of the things that this channel has, tried to, um, stir up. And
I'll have to look those up, Secret Rock.
it would be nice if Single Rock would come up, just to
Yeah.
hear, just to be able to hear their voice. They don't have to show themselves.
So so here's this one. This one's called Whispers of Innocence.
Okay.
This one is it's up there. It's up there. So Whispers of Innocence. In the dawn of life where dreams are pure, a world of wonder, hearts secure. Eyes wide open, filled with light, innocence dances day and night. The shadows creep as time goes by, a silent thief beneath the sky. The laughter fades and tears begin as innocence wears thin. A child's trust so easily betrayed in a world where promises often fade. The gentle heart, once unscarred, now bears the weight of wounds hard. In the playground of youth where joy should reign, echoes of sorrow, whispers of pain. The game of life no longer fair, innocence lost beyond repair. Yet in the depths of every soul, a spark remains a distant goal. To reclaim the light, to heal the scars, to find the path back to the stars. For through for through the world may be for though the world may be unkind, a glimmer of hope we still can find. In acts of love and words sincere, innocence lost but not disappeared. So let us cherish the fragile light, protect the young with all our might. For in their eyes we see the truth, the precious gift of untainted youth. Damn. You know, because that's one thing. That's one thing that I'll never really realize or really know. You know, is that pure innocence. You know.
Right. And in that poem, that allows you to do some grieving
Yeah. Yeah.
of not um, being able to really have known innocence and having had it stolen at such a young age.
What's up, MC?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Just chilling, a little tired.
On the scene. I just
Yeah.
check him out now.
How'd you find the channel?
Why does everyone always ask me that?
Yeah, I just always curious. I just haven't seen this name in here before, so I'm just curious.
It's almost like yeah, it's the same person asking me that because like I get asked that like so much. It's like I find channels because I search like open panels.
Oh, okay. Okay. You know, a lot of people try to see like how they're hitting the algorithm and all that crap. You know what I mean? So
How do I wish I could find more channels that are live. I just don't know what to type. I type StreamYard, live chat, open panel. I mean, it's hard to find someone that wants to be social on social media.
it's crazy, ain't it? It's crazy.
That is true.
Yeah. Well,
YouTube
you'll fit
tells
in around
me
here.
they say 3 billion people are on this platform active.
Mhm.
But yet I'm lonely as fuck on here. I say, where's the people talking?
Right?
Why do I go up on black people's panels and get instantly blocked when I haven't even said nothing to them?
Who knows? People are assholes. Like I've been banned from channels and I haven't even made it on their panel before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I pop up and I say hello in the back, and then who the fuck are you? And then they
Yep.
block me, and I'm just like, you're the one that did the open panel.
Yeah. And I got I'm pretty good about sticking to my word and letting people come up and introduce themselves and get to know the community. And I mean, this channel is not that popular of a channel because of like the main topic that I cover on here, but
Poetry?
no, this isn't
No.
no. I know this is my child sexual abuse awareness channel, man. That's how
Well,
I started. That's how I started doing it. It's like I'm trying to get the laws and penalties changed to much more strict and harsher penalties for people who commit those kind of crimes against children. You know what I mean?
so God has led me to you to give me hope. I've
Maybe
been beat down. Satan is just beating me down. Like
he's a son of a
I'm
bitch.
trying to expose the satanic ritual abuse cults. I'm trying to enlighten the masses. And the archons are laughing at me. They're behind the scenes just laughing. You'll
Oh yeah,
never get through to them. And I mean, they're just masters of psychology.
yeah.
Right.
I get it. I get it. Like I've been beat down, pushed around, and stepped on, spit up, spit out, picked back up, and chewed on, and my whole entire life. Like I've been sexually molested and raped as a child, bullied as a kid, failed suicide attempts because of the bullying and the sexual abuse and just I
Okay,
just been
see, I'll
through.
tell people that, and
Oh yeah,
I'll tell people that, and they'll say, don't use that word. Don't use that R word. Don't just censor it. And I'm like, dude,
well here at Get to Know, this is how we feel about this shit. We feel that if you call rape grape, you're gonna have a whole generation of kids out there that are gonna be afraid of eating fucking grapes. You know what I mean? These words are harsh words because they're harsh actions. They're things that don't need to be dumbed down. They need to be said for what they are. We call pedophile.
Don't come here.
Yeah, if you get triggered by the words pedophile, sexual abuse, sexual assault, we don't call it SA, we don't call it DV, we call it domestic violence, we call it sexual abuse, we call it sexual assault, we call it rape. We call shit by what it is because that's why they named it that, because
You
that's what
have
it's
to.
called.
If you have a group of people that are trying to censor your speech, don't say that, don't say that. They're not interested in what you're saying. They're just interested in trying to control what is it? Try to micromanage you.
Right.
No, well, a lot of people. It's not that they're trying to micromanage you. It's just that they're trying to. They're trying to follow all these rules and make like I don't follow those rules from YouTube, and I don't get in trouble for it. Like I've never called it SA. I've never called it. I've never called it grape, and I've called it rape, and I've called it child abuse. I called it sexual abuse and sexual assault and pedophilia. Like that's what it is. You know what I mean? So like people are just so they're just so unalived themselves. That is one of the ones that gets me so mad. It's just so fucking stupid. It's because they're all worried about I'm monetized. This is a monetized channel, but I don't worry. I don't focus on that. I have a bigger picture in mind. And a lot of people that are on YouTube, they're in it just for the money. And I'm in it for the clicks and views.
I tell people, I say, please don't take their money. If you take their money and they're your paymaster, I mean, it's one thing to just, I mean, if they're paying you for whatever, okay, you're going to pay me. But to make YouTube your paymaster and to try to, what does YouTube want me to do to maximize my? Don't live your life for YouTube.
Yeah. See, and I do this YouTube shit for a way different reason than 99% of everybody else that's on YouTube. Like I do this because I'm honestly trying to make a difference in the world, and every new subscriber I get to my channel, I look at it as one more person to push in the right direction. Because my opinion about pedophiles, the only good pedophile is a dead pedophile, because that's the only way to guarantee that they're never going to reoffend again or hurt another child again. Because I know what it's like. My wife knows what it's like to have their innocence stolen from them, and no child should have to experience that. And people who do that, they should be held to the highest penalties possible. And 99% of these cases, they should be death penalties. That's honestly how I feel about it, and that's what I push for.
They don't want to face the darkness that you and I have faced. Did it mentally break me down to learn about the ritual abuse of children? Yes. Does it hurt
not
me?
easy.
It hurts me, and I'm being genuine because and I advocate for this man. Mark Passio, right? He's an ex-Satanist, and he has friends and colleagues. One of them
Mark
is Jay
Passio?
Parker. Mark Passio,
Okay.
and Jay Parker is one of the one of his colleagues. Whatever they do, like I don't know what you call it. Like people will go places and hear them speak. Seminars? I don't know, but they've been doing these seminars trying to educate people about, and I call it SRA because that's his podcast, SRA Today, Satanic Ritual Abuse.
Yeah.
And what the SRA is it's systematic. It's not. There are some pedophiles that are chaotic that just go around like hedonism. I guess there's some hedonistic pedophiles, and I'm not really overly concerned about the hedonistic ones because society does have a punishing system for them. Like if they're just looking for pleasure, it's easy to spot. I'm more concerned with the controlled chaos that the SRA cults are, and there's different ones of them. Like, and Jay Parker said that he's from a group of cultists that his parents were pedophiles and human sacrificers. So you're dealing with a cult that are using pedophilia, human sacrifices, the torture of children to program them to socially engineer the next generation of humanity. And we're seeing it in full swing with the transgender ideology, they created they created them. And I don't know if they created gay people, but they certainly escalated the social trends of it. That we have people that are socially engineering, they're ancient psychologists that follow what's called the archons. It's like a reptilian, mythological reptilian cult. You know, they believe in this reptilian god, the demiurge. And
Right.
what they do is they do this to lower the vibrations of humanity to keep us as slaves. And that's the real war. That's the real reason they're doing it, to keep us as humans as slaves, as immoral as possible so they can control us.
Okay.
So, are they associated with like the Satanic Church or the Satanists that you're talking about? Are they associated with like the Satanic Church, or are they a separate entity?
Well, the Church of Satan, it's a public interface system that you can go to, and I looked into it because I had I was breaking out of my what do you call it, Catholicism, right?
Okay.
Realizing that it just wasn't adding up, and so I was going to look for other paths. So I started looking into the occult, and boy, well, I found knowledge, and now that I have this knowledge, I'm not sure what the hell am I supposed to do with it. But at the same time, I just feel like the knowledge itself is enough to carry something. That's why I'm on the internet, because this knowledge, I would have quit the internet long ago. But you know, here I am doing what do you call it? Clout chasing, right? MAGA party, right? I'm trying to clout chase the psychics here. There's three types of people in the world. There's hylics that think with their left brain, psychics that think with their right brain, and then pneumatics that think with both sides. And they're divided up in psychology in the political spectrum: Democrat, Republican, Democrat, left brain. So the Church of Satan represents this Democratic Party, the overactive left brain, which is sensory perception. And what they do is they've created a matrix of sensory perception, and they've convinced a bunch of people that their sensory perception is reality and that intuition is not real, that human emotion is not really real. That's what they've convinced. And we call them archons because it seemingly, to me, is a non human force driving humanity down. And the children are suffering. And the Church of Satan, they create these groups and think tanks. Mark Passio was a priest for 7 years, appointed by Anton LaVey himself to educate the Satanists on how to, well, basically just be Satanists. And the first
Right.
rule is do no harm.
Isn't that crazy?
Do no harm for themselves.
Exactly.
They don't want to incur the natural law. They find the goons, they find the pedophiles to do. See, they use the pedophiles and they control them, and they feed them children, especially with the tunnels and stuff. You know, it's been revealed, of course, everything's coming to light. You know, they've been trafficking children, and they use pedophiles because who better to control than pedophiles? And then, how better to keep controlling the human population than to use the pedophiles to make more pedophiles? And to
Yep.
combine
Right.
that, they combine that with psychology, because from birth to 6 years old, you're in a hypnagogic trance. And they can program you. Once they fracture you, they could take that fracture, program it, and that's how you get a transgender. That's how you get a small child to want to cut off body parts. It's called satanic, it's called a trauma based mind control. And this social engineering, you could see the escalation of it. And it's the Democratic Party, that's what their public interface is. That's their army. And that's what they're doing. It's just a war on the children. And um, you're not allowed to say this, Really? Like I said, like I just people keep banning me and everything.
You don't got to worry about that here, bro.
But I know that there's see, we're not alone. They just keep banning us. You see, they just there used to be a lot more people on YouTube. They just keep banning the people like us, like you and I. We're not alone. There's many of us, a lot of us, so many. We just we keep getting banned. I mean, they're constantly banning us, censoring us. Then you have people that want to use YouTube to make money instead of its desired. Its desire. The original intent was to connect people. They just want to make money, and then they'll allow themselves to have a paymaster, and then they'll service the paymaster. YouTube ain't even got to censor them. They'll censor, or go around censoring each other, talking about sports, talking about just different topics that don't matter. They're children. They're
Yeah.
adult children. And we're living in a hell fucking. This is a hell world. Like I'm just. They've made it into a complete hell. I mean, we have grown men and women in their 30s, 40s, 50s thinking that football's real, thinking that it's not all rigged and like they just take their money in bets. Like it's just they actually think it's like WWE is highly integrated into the UFC now by TKO company, and yet people's like, no, it's real. Oh yeah, that's definitely real fighting. It's not rigged. CM Punk was in the freaking UFC. Okay, how much more fake does it need to be? And then politics. Hulk Hogan was at the Republican National Committee ripping his shirt. I mean, it's just a big joke. It's in our face, but yet people go along with it, chasing these profits.
Yeah.
It's an insane game. It's bad.
Yeah.
But I
It's
tell you what, something's
and
going to
it's all right
happen.
there for everybody to see, and they don't see it. I don't get it.
Well, what they've been doing. I mean, we we can generate. Okay, there's going to be a massive pushback from reality. The system is in overdrive. So that's the good news. Like the Olympics and everything, they're ramping it up. They're
Oh
using their
yeah.
whole system. The Archons are really having trouble taking control. They're really having trouble maintaining control of our world. It's unraveling because you have the victims of abuse. What did they think was going to happen? That these victims were just going to stay down, that they could kill the human spirit?
Of course, that's exactly what they thought.
There's a emotional freedom technique book that I just picked up from the library that can heal your post traumatic stress if you can use it in the correct way. And that's what Jay Parker has used to not be angry. The secret is to not give the abusers the power that you once did by being angry and letting it hold you back in life and realize that
Yep.
it was a tragedy. And but it's not you, you know.
Yep. I get it. Like I used to blame myself. I used to blame myself so much up until here, just over the last couple of years, and I will never do that again. Never will I blame myself again for it. Like I'm not the one who did it to me. He's the one that did it to me. So he's the one to blame, and that's why I
And,
do
and
what I
and
do.
it upsets me because I know that they're creating them. They're creating the pedophiles. Like they're if you abuse a child, what they do is they abuse the child. Then when they turn 7 years old, they stop abusing them and they just stop. They just quit hurting them. Everything. They just stop touching them because they're no longer a child and they don't really want anything. Like they want something to do with them if they grow up and they embrace the cult, and then they embrace the cult, become a pedophile themselves.
Well, see, my abuse started the summer I turned 5 and ended the summer I turned 12. So
Your abuse was not. It sounds like it was not SRA. It just seems like you were a victim of preteen pedophile.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was definitely just a straight pedophile. I don't remember. I don't remember quite a bit of the abuse, but I do remember a good chunk of it. And yeah, yeah,
People think that I've been accused of emotional blackmail because I've never been a victim of sexual abuse, but I can sympathize with people. And they think that it's emotional blackmail, and I'm thinking, no, it's the most important topic. Until this cult stops doing this, and until they stop, until we could get a hold of this thing that they're doing, then there's just going to keep being more and more of them, an endless
yeah.
cycle.
See, and that's one thing I tell. That's one thing I say to people all the time on my channel is this pedophilia shit is they're trying they're trying to normalize it. They're trying to make it a normalized thing. They're trying to make it so people will just be okay with people having sex with children. And I will die I will die screaming not okay. So
They don't get a lot of pushback. Like I'm talking about, like physically, because they have they're willing to their cult is willing to murder people, so it's really hard to people fear for their lives. We need I keep telling people, like, you got to be armed, and we got to make some sort of, well, the Constitution said that we should have a well regulated militia, so we know that, but of the
yeah.
people. And I think that people are scared of losing their lives, just the government tyranny. Once it reaches a certain threshold, that's all you can worry about is ending the tyranny, which
Yeah,
is
well, if you believe what our Constitution and our Declaration of Independence says, it legitimately what's going on with our country now, and them and the politicians not doing the jobs that we hired them to do by electing them into office. It's our not only our right, it's our duty to remove them from office and elect new officials. And once it gets to the point to where it's at, basically, if we don't and we're not, it's treason. We're committing treason against our country. And, well, there's only one punishment for treason. And, well,
uh, I don't think we're going to have to worry about it. I don't think that we'll be the ones doing the murdering, because we have the Democrats representing the Church of Satan. Then we have on the other side the Republicans representing the Zionists, which are the biblical nationalists, a combination of Jewish and Christians coming together to basically just try to hijack the government. Well, not hijack it, but just influence it. And this wave is the strongest wave. The MAGA movement is the strongest wave to exist in the opposite direction, but it's not quite good either. Like, there's going to be a lot of people, like, they just simply want to basically open up shop, like, just, get rid of them by force. Just the overt, the victims who grow up affected by the trauma based mind control, instead of trying to heal them, just eliminate them. It's bad.
right.
What do you think that, okay, like Jay Parker, he mentioned, you know anything about the sales? I don't know where you're from, but Arden, Delaware, that's where he grew up, belonging to a cult of, he said, Atlantean warlocks is what they refer to themselves as. And, just a bunch of bullshit, but, that's just what they call themselves, his cult family. And I know there's others that do it. He mentioned like 34 million total people. Like, that's what he thought was the occult number from an insider perspective, being in the cult as a child.
Huh. And who is that again?
His name's Jay Parker. The Center Path is his channel. And he mentions that, like, And I just don't. There's a huge tree on humanity, and everybody wants to talk about politics, policies. And I'm thinking, okay, we could talk about that. Let's get the tree off of us. And everybody's celebrating RFK. I don't think someone who has he sexually assaulted someone when he was 23. I think that should disqualify him, but
I agree.
I just don't understand people. And then Trump is talking about sexual assault, and I'm thinking, why? Okay, so, and I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. Why are people supporting sexual offenders? I just don't get it. Trump was so much as saying that they want you to do it, like they're whores. So it's not really sexual abuse with him. It's just like they're whores. They're there to make money. They want to be grabbed, he said, because they're trying to make money. But RFK just straight up did it. Just sexually assaulted somebody. And 23 years old is not, you know, right from wrong. That's what makes it worse. If he was like 17, I would
Exactly.
have been like 17. But 23 years old, man. I wouldn't have done something like that when I was
At
23.
23 years old, you know damn good and well what's right and what's wrong.
And he's qualified to be president. I don't. And then people's like, yay. Why? Why? And then the judge is like, nope, he's got to stay in the race. He tried to drop out. They wouldn't let him. Okay, well, when are people going to learn that you're being used? Even politicians. Like, what do you mean you're not allowed? Like, what do you mean I'm not? Like, if I was running for president and I'm not allowed to drop out, what the hell what do you mean? You're forcing me to do something?
That's
Yeah,
weird.
doesn't that go against everything our country is supposed to be about?
I mean, you're forcing politicians to be on the ballot. So
When they don't want to be on the ballot
yeah,
anymore.
he dropped out, and then they said nope, he's still on the ballot. I'm like, wow, that just tells you right there that we're living in a matrix. Like even the politicians are inside the matrix, and so is the political thing. Because in truth, reality, the coal owns. They made their money hundreds of years ago whenever they were trading silver for gold. And then they did that for a while and became super wealthy and bought nations. Like, essentially, they bought America and came over here and conquered it. If you think, they bought the ammo and stuff, and the Illuminati is the Democrats are the ones who founded America, the Satanists. And, of course, their way is killing everybody, just murdering people. And so they won. And that's why they keep winning. They just win, and they're so ruthless that they killed the British people, and the British people were the cops at the time, and they said, "Go get them." Just like Jay Parker said they did in the 1930s. The cops said, "Go get them," the SRA called, and they tried to, and they just killed 3, 4 police one after another, and then the police just got scared and quit. The police will get scared and quit. So the police are inside the matrix. The police are nothing more than well, if you're a politician, the police chief does what you tell him to do. So you have, like, if once you become a politician, you kind of have that kind of power over the police. But even when you send them in, like, and they just murder, like, they're so ruthless. Like, what do we do? We just have to go in there and we have to just start guns a blazing, I guess. I don't know.
That's basically what we're going to have to do.
And I think I see the path forward to humanity. I don't think a lot of these entitled Gen Z understand what force is because they think that working 8 hours is force.
Yeah, shit.
Uh,
Come on now.
they don't think they understand, and that's the problem. See, I've been in prison. I know what force is. I know what the government will put you in a cell, and if you try to fight them, they'll fight you. They'll hurt you. So
Hmm.
I know what it's about, and you do too, of course. from your experiences, and Jay knows, and we know, like Mark knows what it is about. I don't think many people really know what force is. Like I tell
I
people,
don't.
I said, there's no, I said there's objective morality, there's objective right and wrong. People will argue with me. No, no. I said, okay, when is rape ever acceptable? When is it a good thing? They don't want to answer. Then they act like they have no idea what I'm talking about, what I'm getting at. When in reality, they do. In reality, they know that that harming people is objectively evil. The only
Right.
reason they don't want to admit it is because, okay, harming yourself is breaking natural law. And if you break natural law, you're going against reality that God made. So it's like if you are smoking, you're hurting yourself. You're not allowed to hurt yourself. Like you're not allowed to hurt another sentient being or your body. That's why tattoos are bad. And it's not like, okay, you're hurting yourself. What will happen to you if you hurt someone? That's up for God to decide. That's natural law of justice. If you hurt yourself, what will happen? I don't know, but you're not allowed to do it. Not allowed for piercings or anything. Any harm that could come to your body, you're not allowed to do. And that's what the Satanists continuously try to push. McDonald's, like ultra processing, they try to get you to hurt yourself so you break natural law. And if you break natural law, the punishment's lower vibrations, which is where cancer comes from. It doesn't come. It's a low vibrational state of being. That's where the cancer lives. And the only way to cure it is to increase your vibrations. And everybody who has been treated with cannabis oil, pure cannabis oil, according to the J. Parker research. And I forgot what he was saying, but there was I'm just giving you my source, so you won't think I'm not making anything up. It's all sourced.
No, you're good. You're good, bro.
If you use cancer, like my wife's sister was diagnosed with cancer, she will not talk to me about any esoteric medicine. She just thinks it's complete nonsense. Whenever it's been a proven fact that everybody that has used pure THC oil, their cancer has been in remission. Because of vibrational patterns, cancer can't live in the vibrational patterns. It simply doesn't exist. Like there's a low vibrations, things that exist in low vibrations, and then things that exist in the high vibrations. And the things that exist in the low vibrations can't exist in the high. So that's why whenever you reach for higher vibrations, like the chakra energy, root chakra, health, you start at the root, like water, cleanliness, exercise, diet, and then you go up your spiritual journey. And that's the vibrational pattern. And if you stay at a low vibrational pattern, you keep hurting yourself. You keep, like I was smoking, and if you keep like if you keep choosing to harm yourself or others, then you get punished by God. Cancer is like a form of punishment by God. And unfortunately, these energy fields, the reason children have cancer is because these energy fields are created with such immorality because we live in a collective. And so the energy fields around certain areas can make healthy people that can drag down their vibrations, and that's what gives kids cancer. Nobody's talking about this except for us, and we're being pushed out of the media. Like nobody's talking about sexual abuse. Nobody's talking about esoteric medicines. We just, here's Western medicine. If you break your leg, we could set the bone. Wow. Or here's some antibiotic. Like Western medicine's retarded. Like you can't.
It's a
What is it?
temporary band-aid for
Yeah.
I
what
go
really
to my
needs.
doctor and I'm like, I think I have a gluten problem, a gluten addiction. She don't know what I'm talking about. They don't understand. Western doctors are stupid. Like, they don't understand anything about the human well-being. They don't understand actual human well-being. They just read a book. What does the book say about gluten addiction? I've never heard of that. It's not in my book. Maybe I'll refer you to a specialist. I said, no, you need to treat me like a morphine patient. Like, what would you do to someone addicted to morphine? Because that's what it is. Like, you eat the gluten and it gives you a morphine-like effect. That's why fat people keep getting fatter, the morphine. I'm a morphine addict. And I was marketed to as a child by McDonald's, fancy colors, and I became a morphine addict. My parents were ignorant. Then my doctor's like, I don't know. You could talk to a specialist. It's like idiocracy playing out. Nobody cares.
Everything's gonna be okay because it's got electrolytes in it.
It's like, eventually people already start pulling out their guns, shooting people. Like that one lawyer man that was stopped in traffic by protesters. People are going to murder each other because it's a killing zone. The vibrations are so low it becomes a killing zone. That's why, like Bohemian Grove, they always do it in the same place. Lower the vibrations, lower the vibrations. And they do it in the cities. The cities is a construct of the archons to attract us to the technology. They're very crafty. They make technologies, right? And then they make these concrete cities. And in these concrete cities, it's like studies have shown if you put rats together in a city-like structure, they'll start doing the same things as people. They'll start eating their babies, and humans are like abortions. Like, they'll start eating their babies. They'll start forming gangs and robbing other. And the thing about it is, the city will be like abundant, like food abundance. Like, you will just have, it's just a food abundance. And even with abundance, or that's what it'll start off as, and then it'll get scarce. And that's what they do. The abundance to attract people, and then scarcity. And the celebrities, think about it, like Jonah Hill, everybody lives in California. So they can observe it, so they can sit down in their mansions and watch the fucking crimes. And they're all together, all of them, in California.
Look at the shit that Puff Daddy just fucking did. You know what I mean?
They're it's just crazy, because the cities are nothing but death traps. Like I wouldn't feel safe going to any city for fear of my life. And then if I defend myself, I'm going to prison. If a man approaches my car and tries to jack my car, and I roll down my window and shoot him, they'll be like, "Oh, you killed him. You had no right to do that." Yeah, I did. He's trying to rob me. I have a right to blow his head off. But the reason that people don't do it is because the cops. So the cops will stand up for the hijacker. No, no, no. We know the hijacker did wrong, but you're not allowed to defend yourself. We will defend you. And if you take matters into your own hand, that's vigilante justice, and you can get arrested. So you have to call the cops, or the cops are coming for you. So the real problem here is the police. They're the ones protecting the pedophiles. They're the ones protecting the criminals. They're the ones standing in the way of you getting your revenge for what happened to you. They're the ones standing in the way of other people, of parents. They're not getting natural law. Like, they're standing in the way of natural law. They're saying no. The victim of the abuse should decide what happens to the abuser.
I agree.
Right.
I agree 100 fucking percent with you.
That's natural law. But they're perverting it. The cops are perverting it. And they do it for a little sense of power. And if they try to stop them, if they try to start their bullshit and say, "Oh, pedophilia is wrong and everything," the SRA just says, "Don't play that game with me. Don't play like you're high and mighty. We know that You just do this for that little inkling of power, and we give it to you. We're the ones behind the scenes giving you that role of power because we're the ones funding the politicians in the shadows. And then, and then some good cops will come around and try to stop the violence, and then they'll all end up dead. So now we just have basically cronies. All the good cops they killed, they murdered them, and
Or
now
they
we
quit
just
being,
have.
or they quit being cops because they feel themselves coming down that same path and they don't want to be that way.
Well, if they had any, I mean, if they had any conscience, they would leave it immediately
Yeah,
once they realized.
I've had a couple of I've had a couple of people tell me that they used to be cops and they straight up left the department because they felt themselves like the department was so dark and disturbed and corrupt and shit. So yeah, I get it. I get it.
If anybody wondering what Satanism really is, it's that. Like that's everybody's like, what's Satan's power? The cops and the military and the politicians. That's what Satan is. That's what he really is. Because he's the one that's standing in the way of justice. The cops stand in the way of justice, so does the military. And they just say, no, you're not allowed to do what. You're not allowed to defend yourself, is what they're saying. We'll defend you.
Fuck.
And you're like, damn, dude. And they're, I don't know. This world is so corrupt. It's like we need some sort of divine intervention, or we're not going to make it because I don't know how we're supposed to reach. I think the abuse victims maybe over time will become extreme enough to do what's necessary to stop it. But how many people are there like you in the world, though?
Not many that I know of.
Of
I guess I
defectors.
should. I guess I should ask them what aspect do you mean, like a person who has been abused or a person who advocates to get laws changed. Like what in what aspect do you mean?
Well, if you want to use the violence of the state, I mean, against pedophiles, it's not going to work because you can't get the laws changed because the SRA cult's what's funding the politicians. So
Right, and the people that are in positions of power to make the laws and penalties are pedophiles themselves. So there's there's
Kiss
there's
22.
there's it's a catch-22. It's an extremely tough battle, but I'm ready to fight it in tooth and nail with all I got.
But we're just like there's so many freaking supporters of, you know what I mean, of child abuser or
Yeah.
sexual, whatever there is not too, ones that aren't.
You know, I mean,
So,
there's so many supporters of pedophilia, but there's just as many of us non-supporters of pedophilia in the world. You know what I mean?
I see
And
some people assaulting, like they'll catfish some pedophiles, and then whenever the pedophiles are in public, they'll assault them and stuff. And usually the pedophiles just let them get away with assaulting them and then go back home, heal, and then try to do it again. I mean, it's just an endless cycle.
yeah, so they can go back home and abuse more children.
Yeah, I mean, they're just looking at like, okay, if I don't die, they're beating me up, but as long as I don't die, then I'll be okay. And that's
Yeah,
all they're trying to do. And
and
that's not.
and I call these 47-cent cases. Why 47-cent cases? Because that's about the cost of a 9 millimeter bullet.
Hmm. I mean, if we had any sense in the world, we would do that. The problem is they're filming it. They're assaulting people for YouTube or for video clicks. They're not assaulting people because it's right. They're doing they can't film themselves shooting somebody. They can film themselves assaulting somebody because the person that was assaulted must press charges, and that person will never press charges because they are catfished into pedophilia and they would go to jail. So it is a unique situation. So we are allowed to basically just assault them as much as we want to. If we can catch them in the act and have text proof, then you can assault them as much as you want well, without, seriously hurting them or killing them. Like, you can't chop their arm off, but you can assault
Why
them.
the fuck not?
I'm just saying, like, what the law would allow,
Oh,
right?
I know. Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying,
Based
like,
on the current laws, the best we could do is catfish and beat them up. The current law allows us to do that because the pedophiles are not going to go to the magistrate and say, "Oh, they abused me. Here's the video proof." Oh, well,
but see, that's all changing nowadays because that's what they are doing. Like we can literally, like if you go onto the National Sex Offender Registry, you have to agree not to cause any harm, or all you have to agree to all these terms in order to even look at the National Sex Offender Registry. Like
And they copy your IP
they're
address.
protected. They copy your IP address. They copy, you know what I mean? They know, and
One of them gets hurt.
like prisons are starting to build private sections in prisons to house pedophiles in.
Trying to normalize it
Like
everywhere.
they're trying to normalize this behavior, and it's not
yeah,
okay.
I was in prison. Well, I was. I was only in there 2.5 years for assault. Like, I got in a fight with my girlfriend's parents. Unfortunately, like,
How
it's just,
long ago were you in prison?
it's like I'm 31 now. I was arrested when I was 20 for assaulting my girlfriend's parents. Like, we got in a fight, and because I won the fight between two of them, then I went to jail for assault, of course, because I won the fight. So that's how I know that winners are not necessarily winners. So, you have two people attack me and I beat them up. And because I was able to beat them up so decisively, so good, like, think about it, 2-on-1 assault by your girlfriend's parents. And you still win flawlessly enough to the point to where you go to prison. And that sucks, dude. At one point, it was like, well, I'm a tough fighter. The next point is, well, I'm in jail. So it does me no good to be a good fighter in jail. Because if I hurt people in here, you just go to the hole. And then so what they do is, when I was getting close to being released, they moved me to a prison, which was which is where they were shipping all the pedophiles. It was called Mountain View in North Carolina, Mountain View Prison. And this Mountain View prison just was a lot of they try to group the pedophiles up in one place, like.
I know all about Mountain View Penitentiary. Yeah.
So, and the reason they moved me is because I was close to getting home. So they moved me closer to and then they moved me again to a medium security prison before I got out. But I was there for a couple of months, and yeah, I mean, just horrible cases. People just tell me, "Oh, this is what this person did." I looked it up, and you're supposed to live. Let me tell you, like, these pedophiles are immoral, and not only that, but they're very intelligent. They have a high intellect. Okay,
Oh
like,
yeah.
they really do.
Oh yeah. Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard of Michael Dula?
No, is that another victim, or like
He's a,
you? What do we call
victim.
this
He's a
people?
victim maker. He's a victim maker. Well,
What
he
do we?
was. He's in North. He's from North Carolina. Yeah, I got him shut down here on YouTube a while back because he's a pedophile himself. So to his own daughters, and I had help from a couple other people, and I hyper exposed this motherfucking ass because that's one of the things I like doing as well. So, like, people don't realize that if you're a pedophile and you got charges on you, you got skin charges on you, you're not allowed to have social media. Well, when your social media has to do with talking to deceased children, I got a problem with you. Big problem.
Deceased.
Yes, he said he was a paranormal. His channel was Paranormal After Dark, and he said he could talk to deceased children of parents.
He used to use a ghost box.
He used to use a ghost box and say he was talking to children for parents who lost their kids and to give them closure and whatever. And he would ask for articles of their clothing or their
Well,
toys, and
these kids'
and shit.
families paid him money, like
And these
a
and these
bunch of
these
money.
these families paid him all kinds of money to basically be scammed. Yep, Paranormal After Dark. That's right, my friend.
Yep.
Yep. He hasn't put out a video from what I've seen. I haven't checked on it for quite some time, but he hasn't put out a video in over a year. So
Here's
And
the
that's
interesting
about
twist to it. So
a whole nother.
we have
yeah,
are you aware of a certain pedophile on the internet named Cyrax?
I'm not.
Cyrax. Oh my God! I wish I went. Okay, well, if you're not aware of him, then well, he's a lolcow or a horror cow. That's like almost as bad as Chris Chan, I would say. Yeah, he just he's been catfished, right? He's not the type of he's too cowardly to go in person. He's around my age. He looks like a little troll under a bridge, and and then there's this other guy, Music Biz Marty, that actually beat him up because this little goblin creature attacked him.
Hmm. Put his name.
Cyrax is
Put his
Chance
name.
Wilkins.
Put his name in the back chat for me, would you?
Yes, Chance Wilkins, and they did a whole Kiwi Farms with him. Yeah, but
Sounds like G2K's got a new mission.
Chance Wilkins and some, but I
Yeah.
mean, he already lives pretty bad shape. It's just they can't convince his landlord to remove them from the property because they're friends. So I don't think. I mean, unfortunately for that neighborhood, they live with him. And people has come over to his house and he hit somebody with a bat. Like he's violent. He's a very violent person, and he really belongs in jail. He's gonna hurt somebody definitely. And
Boogie
I know
woogie,
about
man.
this stuff because Marty, he's tried to troll me before.
Really?
And I tell him, I say, he's one of them people that he wants to hunt pedophiles, but he doesn't understand how the cops play a role in it. He thinks that the cops are his friends in the matter.
See, I think I'm sorry if you're a fan of them, but I think these predator hunting channels that are on YouTube and social media, they're a fucking joke. Like 99% of them know for a fact that the person they're going to go and expose, they're not, even if they do get arrested, the charges never stick, because in order for there to be a crime, there has to be a physical victim, and a decoy is not a physical victim, so therefore there is no crime. Most of these channels are out, most of these predator hunter channels are out there just to get clicks and views so they can get that fucking paycheck from YouTube.
Yeah.
Hands down. I'm telling you right now. If you do follow-ups, if you do follow, if
some of them, and if
yeah,
they're really honest, they would say
if you do
goodness.
follow-ups, if you do follow-ups on the people that they bust, and I'm using air quotes here, that they bust, you will see that even if they do get brought on charges, they 99% of the time get dismissed. And that's why. Do I agree with it? No, I don't. I think
Although they do have their name, though.
I mean yes, they do get exposed in a way. No, not, you know what I mean? But they're still put in a position where they can still go out and hurt children. I think this is one crime. This is one crime that your intent to do something should 100% be illegal, and you should be executed. Sorry, that's what I felt.
It's wild because the whole the Democratic Party is based on getting people not to have children, living lifestyles of childlessness and self-mutilation and harm.
No shit.
That's what that's what the party's trying to do because they're trying to so so you get a child tax credit once you have a child, right? And people know this with kids, like they give you money.
Yeah.
What they do is they steal from the childless and they give it to the people with children. So the people with children will vote them and agree, the Republican Party, that is, okay, that's why the Republican Party, because you see they're very Bible centered, very family oriented. So they're very scared for their children. So they not need, because they don't know what they're doing. they want the Republicans to save them from the Democrats that want to mutilate children.
Right.
That's what they want. They want them to save them. But then you have the Democrats that are actively trying to create more of childlessness people to tax, because a lot of the Democrats have children themselves, and they're trying to get money from their own political fan base and by getting them to.
And if there's more people out there without children than there are people out there with children, that's more people on the side of not paying attention to what's really the problem with pedophilia.
The pyramid.
Yep.
You have the pyramid is in full swing here.
Yeah.
And as long as we have that fucking pyramid, I swear to God, they make a pyramid for everything. As long as
Yeah.
you have that hierarchy pyramid, you cannot get anything done, because you have to run everything up the flagpole.
We were just talking about it earlier.
Can I do this? Can I do that? There has to be, if people is in danger, there has to be a real plot to go in and find people.
Use that as their symbol.
There's an army of people, a cult, a vicious, bloody cult, that
Yeah.
it's going to take a lot of, it's going to take a lot of killing to stop them, because they're not going to quit.
It's going to take a lot of cleaning house. That's for goddamn sure.
That's right, because when it's all said and done,
Yep. Because when it's all said and done, I know where I stand, and I stand on the side of the righteous, and I stand on the side of Jesus, and I know, and the rest of them are going to burn in hell and on earth, and I will do everything in my power to take as many of them out as I can for the glory of God, because that's what it's about. Like God himself, like in the Bible speaks about what happens, what people should do to themselves if they should hurt children. And to cause harm to children, it's better for that person to tie a millstone around their neck and to drop themselves into the depths of the ocean and to hurt a child, because the wrath of God will be way, way worse than you committing suicide than to hurt a child.
But the bad part about God's wrath is that it will be taken out. However, the group that, so the Republicans are creating, the Republicans, God, dude. Okay, so Satanism is about creating your own competition. So really, it's the Republicans that created the Democrats, because they created a enemy to fight. They create a satanic system, and then they come in with their Bible, swinging the divine sword like a holy sword, and they say, "This is what the Democrats are doing that's so evil." And then the people's like, "Yay, destroy the Democrats." And whenever they are in the Matrix, like we talked about, and the Archons are the ones who manufactured the social engineers of the Archons. And it's been proven that psychopaths have a different brain than us. These are the hybrid Archon species, the halflings, the hybrids. So you have psychopaths, because if they're not hybrid, they're not really people like us. They're psychopaths with a different brain structure. So these hybrids are the ones that they've created. And I'm telling you right now, our creators, the God does not like that, and he does not like in the book where the Nephilim, like he sent his angels to destroy them before, and they've created these hybrids, and the psychopaths are like, oh yeah, it's just random happenstance that an 8-year-old is a serial killer. No, he's an Archon. He's an Archon hybrid. I've seen it with my own eyes. My aunt's husband had this child that was just vicious. I mean, he was vicious, and he hurt people, and he wouldn't stop hurting people. And these psychopaths they just don't stop hurting people from a young age, killing animals and stuff, and just, they're not all human. They look like us, but they're not us. They're not like us. They're stronger. They have better fighting skills, and they just want to control everything. They're psychopaths, and they come from the Archons made them. So, I mean, if they didn't make them, can anyone? I wish somebody could explain to me why they have a different brain structure. Like, if they're human, why do they have a different brain? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's one of my questions that I would have for someone who wants me to believe in the old way of thinking. Like, oh no, they're just, it happens to some people. Well, it's not a disability. You know, being a psychopath's not a disability. It's like, oh, you
No,
just,
no. It's all right. I didn't mean to laugh, but no, it's not a disability.
so it's not something that psychology, oh yeah, just correct your behavior. I mean, you can learn to mask it, uh, but they're just doing it out of self-preservation. And,
Just
and the
like
yeah,
Definitely different.
just like pedophiles. Like if you believe that a pedophile can be rehabilitated, you're fucking crazy.
Look at a pedophile's brain. Like how they look at psychopaths' brain. Their
Seriously,
brains. Look at a child
seriously,
molesters.
yeah.
yeah, that's, and that, you know, that's another suspicion too. It could be that, see, the Archon DNA is not okay. So it's not supposed. Have you guys ever heard of red mercury?
Um,
Like, there's a substance in World War II, like style radios back in the 40s, and they had red mercury in them. And the red mercury, if you hold, like, it's in a vial, and if you hold it up to a bottle of water, the water turns red. It's highly some sort of chemical. And then if you hold it up to a mirror, it's clear. The mercury is clear, but it's red on the other side of the mirror.
Yeah, no shit, huh?
And this is where vampirism comes from. It's actually real. The mythology that we've heard is actually real allegories. So there are people who drink blood,
Oh yeah.
and the vampirical thing come from the red mercury, which, you know, vampires don't have a reflection, but the red mercury. And then people's like, oh no, it don't exist. It's not real. I've seen the videos like of it. And then this guy, like, you know, he lowers he sets a Coke bottle beside it and instantly explodes. I have no idea what it is. It's some sort of, I mean, who knows what, like, why doesn't it have a reflection? What is it? There are things in this world that's not supposed to be here. That because they've lowered the vibrations of humanity has come into our world, such as cancer. It's not supposed to be here. Viruses, they're not real. And everyone's like, yeah, they're real. No, HIV's not real. COVID wasn't real. None of that bull crap is real. There's never an isolate virus. There's a cancer cell. There's a cell for every disease, but there's no virus cell. A virus is something that is not real. A virus is what an archon is. The archons think that they are the virus. They're the real virus. They're the only virus that is affecting us. It's a non-human life form. That's what the upside down pentagram means, is to hold down humanity, their consciousness. So they're not aware of that. So whenever you tell them what's happening, they say, I don't care, or I'll go watch my ball sports. They don't care about the suffering of humanity.
No, they don't.
And that has also been manufactured by creating dark Lilith energy. It's a creation of not caring. Like in the Bohemian Grove, they go through the cremation of care, which essentially they're doing a ritual. It's a mock human sacrifice ritual. The millionaires and business owners do it at the Bohemian Grove, and the real elite, the real rulers of the world, do the real human sacrifice behind closed doors, but it's a mock human sacrifice in the Bohemian Grove. And, everybody's like, yep. They're just celebrities wearing just goofy, what do they call them? Cosplayers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you serious? And the Pope wears a funny hat, huh? It don't mean nothing. And this is the way people actually think.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 minutes. So you do a 2-hour show?
No, my
Sometimes
wife's
he
not.
does longer.
Yep, I do. Wait, I do longer. I've been working my ass off this last 2 weeks, and my wife's not feeling very good. She wants something to drink, so I got to get to the store. But
Yeah,
I
definitely.
might
We'll
come back
catch up. I'm going to
for
subscribe
sure.
to the channel, and
I would appreciate it.
I'm going to look up that Paranormal After Dark.
Yep.
And see,
Don't be
see
surprised
what
if you
I
don't
can.
find much on him.
Do me a favor, put a comment. I'm going to drop down, put a comment in the comment section, and I'm going to sub to your channel too.
All right, let me do that. Thank you for having me. Let me. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, I'm going to drop down.
All right, Mom.
All right.
All right, Mom. Okay, love you.
Love you too.
All right, so I'm going to do this a little bit different today. I am going to go out on a song here. Sigur Rós said, Sigur Rós said, I heard this great song by Trash, Boogie Woogie Man. Very, very good. So, let's see what the hell they be talking about on Sigur Rós.
As I'm in the midst of applying for residency right now, wish me luck. Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application in helping me write my personal statement and CV.
Okay, you know what's so fucking crazy about this? Like, this is the song this is the song that I was like picturing and put into my intro that I want. That's why it was played through. That's why it played through the first fucking minute of the song.
Oh wow.
I said I was born with the guitar in my hand, and I'm lost and I'm ready. I'm rocking steady, y'all. Get out of my way. There's nothing to say now. I'm a boogie woogie man. I'm a boogie woogie man. I'm a boogie woogie man. I'm a boogie woogie. I'm a boogie woogie man. I have a lot of women and a whole lot of love. I have a lot of whiskey.
Thanks for dropping that
I'm a
song.
son to the ball. Watch out for my name. I ain't playing no game. Get ready to get down, 'cause I'm coming to town. I'm a boogie woogie man.
Oops. My bad. My bad. Anyway, yes, absolutely MC Nemesis on Amazon Music. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it very, very much. So, and don't forget to check out the new channel, Poetry's Emotion.
Wherever you are, Arctic, what the hell?
Yeah, if anybody
What the hell
sees
is that?
Arctic Timberwolves, let him know I'm fucking upset, man. What the fuck, bro? Like for Dildo, bro? Damn.
You can go silent on us like that? That's fucked up.
2 favors, just like always. Number 1, try to love one another right now because we might not get a chance to do so tomorrow. And number 2, tell your friends about me because they're going to want to know, get to know. Also, check out Poetry's in Motion.